Hey guys, remember all that awesome stuff we did for the Fraser First Booster Club?
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Remember Wendy's?
Yeah, and Mason, that little kid.
I got some good fries. When we went to Kmart to try and pass out flyers and nobody would take them, and it was so cold. And then we had to go door to door.
It's
like
freezing.
It's cold.
It was cold. And then we put that meter in Ma'am and Pap's.
Yeah,
Their
it
food
smells
is
so
so
good in there.
And they let us do our cookie booths.
They're so
And
nice.
cheese and
Instead of making
potatoes.
us go outside, they let us stay inside and all nice and
They have delicious soup.
And cheese
And then, do you remember when we went to the band booster meeting?
And those guys with the coffee.
Yeah, and they let us have a free table at their craft show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we inspired them.
Yeah, inspired them to
Use
yeah,
the
to use the
Fraser
Fraser
First
First Booster
Booster
Club.
Club as their community service project.
Yeah.
And it helped with our silver award.
Woo!
And then when we went to the board meeting, we had to talk in front of the mayor, and we were
That
on
was
TV.
scary.
I was nervous.
Yeah.
This is my first time being on TV.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you remember when we were like at the craft show?
We had to
I
get
felt like
orders.
a waitress.
Yeah.
We
And
taking
like-
orders.
And we were like
Top
walking
payoff
around
for
the
the
whole
booth.
school a
And
bunch of times.
it was like amazing how many people didn't know about the barrier-free park.
And
Yeah,
then we
they
like,
thought-
told them about
They
it.
thought
and
a
how the money went to
barrier-free
it.
park had no
Like
fences
fences or anything. So we had to explain it to them.
Do you guys remember when we did the chair?
Yeah,
that was so
I
fun.
got so messy with the paint.
Yeah, we got to design it and then we got to auction them off in the Art in the Garden.
Yeah,
So
they were so
fun.
pretty.
And we ended up
Yeah,
just
they were all
like
beautiful.
Combining
using
them
everybody's
all.
ideas to make two chairs.
And then the one.
The music one was my favorite.
And the music one went to Miss Haggerty.
Yeah,
She was
they
our
were
like,
like
the
cool
music
teacher.
teacher.
Yeah.
All right, girls, it's dinner.
For our Silver Award, we decided we wanted to help kids in our community. So, we looked into other things, but all we could do was donate. But, we saw an ad in the paper, and it was about the barrier-free park. So I searched it up, and I figured out that an organization to help work with the barrier-free park was the Fraser First Booster Club. The Fraser First Booster Club is an organization that helps fundraises the park. Some of the money they earn is used for the park to hire certain special designers that make sure the park is safe, durable, and up to date. They also provided landscapers to make sure that the garden is low maintenance, colorful, and sunful. They also hired a grant writer. A grant that they received was from the Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund grant. Michigan put aside their money from their natural resources for a trust fund grant. The interest piled up and they could use it for things such as the use and enjoyment of the cultural and natural resources. Although there are many parks in Fraser, we need a park that all ages and abilities can play together. That is what the barrier-free park will do for Fraser. At Fort Fraser, the wood chips are hard for wheelchairs and not very safe. They also have many stairs and few ramps. The climbing structures are mostly for able-bodied children, and disabled children cannot go on them. The barrier-free park includes all these benefits. For example, they have all ramps accessible for everyone. It will have poured-in-place rubber, which builds strength. For people in wheelchairs and walkers, it will be safe and easy to walk on. The parking lot is very important too. A park like Fort Fraser, they have a very narrow lot, which is not accessible for wheelchairs. At the barrier-free playground, it is universally designed for handicapped or disabled people. In the parking lot, there are no curbs and a smooth transition right into the park. Ballards are included, so no cars can run into the park and injure people. Some of the playscape equipment includes a fire truck, police car, and airplane. All three of these playscapes are very helpful for any ability. They also have ramps and smooth surfaces. They have a plane tower, but it's not wheelchair accessible. The kids can be transferred to climb. This is some of the equipment and benefits included in the barrier-free playground.
A playground can be for more than just fun. It can also be for education. When I was doing research for this barrier-free park, I found that the panels that were going to be in use offered great educational opportunities. Some use sight, while others use sound to add education to the fun. To go with the fire truck and police car, there will be panels teaching how to escape a burning building and dial 911 in emergency. There are also panels to go along with the plane. Panels that teach terminology, departure and arrival, and knobs that click upon being turned. Another educational experience that is going to be available will be the sensory garden. Plants will have sound, texture, bright colors, and fragrance. The walkways will also be textured. The gardens will be elevated and the walls will have braille on them explaining what they're experiencing. The garden will benefit people with and without use of the senses. The final thing I researched is the labyrinth. There will be patterns to follow and they will be meditative. There will be a compass rose placed at the entrance to teach north, south, east, and west. There will also be panels within the labyrinth.
In our first year of being Cadet Girl Scout, we did a journey. The book we used was called A Maze. It covered topics such as friendship, bullying, first impressions, and much more. This relates to the park in many ways. Here are some of the topics we talked about. A first impression is what you think of someone when you first meet them. This relates to the barrier-free park because kids can learn to play together in and out of wheelchairs. Eventually, kids will learn to be comfortable around each other and won't be so quick to judge. Making friends with able-bodied children could be scary for kids in wheelchairs, but one of the goals of the park is to prevent bullying and have all kids with all conditions playing together. Trust at the park is very important because if you're in a wheelchair, you can't always get everywhere by yourself. You need help from the people around you, and you need to trust the people that are helping you everywhere you go. Kids in wheelchairs will look at kids out of wheelchairs and feel jealousy to those kids. Although the park is okay for them to be in, they will still wish they could play like the other kids. Maybe kids in wheelchairs can't do everything you can do, but can you do everything they can do? Even though McKinley is the only barrier-free park in Macomb County, there are others nearby, like the one in Southfield or the one in Wayne. There are 100 barrier-free parks in the USA, some of which are in Oregon, Utah, Texas, and Maryland. The USA isn't the only country with these barrier-free parks. There are 1,000 barrier-free parks across Europe. There are 400 barrier-free parks in Germany. Speaking of Germany, Berlin is working on making all construction in the city barrier-free. There are even some barrier-free parks in England. This will help kids and their family members of all abilities to play together.
This is a big project you guys have gotten involved in, and I just want you to really be proud of that because this is a big project. From start to finish, you guys are really going to have an adventure getting through all of this and come the build. I mean, I hope you take a lot of pride in that because this couldn't be done unless groups like you really got involved with it. So I know we thank you, and I personally thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm so excited to have you involved, and I'm really rooting for you guys.